Hey guys, what's up? Killjoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have turkey slasher horror films. Today we are doing a sequel versus original of the Thankskilling series. Oh boy, is this gonna be a doozy. Since we're dealing with the absolute most top-notch quality cinema today, I'm gonna need you guys to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Alright, now let's get into it. Get over here! Now before I get into the ranking, let's talk a little bit about these movies. If you even want to call them movies, that is. Thankskilling is a 2008 American slasher film written and directed by Jordan Downey. The film was made for a budget of less than $4,000, and let me tell you, it shows. Look, there's not a whole lot to this movie. There's a killer turkey puppet and he runs around and kills a bunch of college kids. Which was followed up by a 2013 sequel titled Thankskilling 3, which had over a $100,000 budget, of which was raised through a Kickstarter campaign. And let me tell you, that movie is way more whack than its predecessor. But speaking of things being whack, let's get into the good of these movies. Starting off with Thankskilling, this film is actually pretty hilarious. Thankskilling to me is the quintessential so bad it's good horror film. Probably a bit of a stretch to call it a horror movie because it's much more of a comedy film, or a parody movie, I suppose. Sharknado ain't got nothing on this dumpster fire. Some of the best, or I guess worst, one-liners I have ever heard in a horror film. Tits giving, gobble gobble mother. I want to watch this burn, and the JonBenet Ramsey case joke that just keeps coming into this film somehow, and then the one dude gets it wrong. He like totally gets it wrong. That was probably the biggest laugh out loud point for me, when he messes up the joke. It's hard to close JonBenet Ramsey's legs. Chuck Lamb, the dead body guy, plays the sheriff in this film. Chuck Lamb is this guy who's super famous for playing dead bodies in horror films from the late thousands. Besides this, you probably wouldn't know anything else he's been in, but he has been on a bunch of talk shows talking about his experience while just kind of laying there dead. Interesting little fun fact. Oh, you know, in this movie, he casually drinks a cup of coffee that was flavored by his ex-wife's poop. Thankskilling, everybody. What a movie. Turkey is a little but kind of in a good way. I gotta admit, some of his one-liners actually did get a chuckle out of me, even though they're so corny. God.
Well, I took this here axe and I accidentally cut him. Get it? Accident.
And moving on to the good in Thankskilling 3. Do you hear the crickets? I hear the crickets. Anyways, now it is time to move on into the bad. For Thankskilling, the acting is beyond bad at times. I mean, I get that's what they were going for, but come on. Even on some of the lines that are like supposed to be bad, like it's so bad, like you just cringe a little bit inside. It was so hard. This film is an hour long and it feels like I was watching it for 4 hours. The dry humping scene, I mean, what the hell? Look, I don't think this was funny. This is a joke that just is not funny, and you see it in movies like this all the time. They do the same thing in Jack Frost. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't say it on YouTube. But if you're going to make a holiday-themed slasher film, how about we don't write in your killer doing that to one of the girls in the movie? Is that cool? Can we not do that? That would be fantastic. Thank you. Also, I'm not being that harsh on this movie. I could definitely be a lot worse. Look, these guys made a movie for less than $4,000, and it's kind of popular. It's definitely nowhere near great, but these guys made a movie. I've never made a movie. Also, watching some behind-the-scenes stuff from this movie, it seems like everybody who was on this set and in the production team were just having a great time. It was just a bunch of friends making a silly movie together. How could I be harsh on that? And I always judge movies based on what they were going for. This film was trying to be a so bad it's good horror comedy slasher. And did it succeed at that? Pretty much. It has a few things I would have taken out if I were making the movie, but overall, I really liked it. And the low quality actually really kind of adds to that whole idea. So I'm not gonna knock it for having basically 480p quality film. Whatever, who cares? Moving on to Thankskilling 3, I can't believe they actually had a decent budget for this movie, and it sucked worse than the first movie. And by sucked, I mean this is a film that is so bad, it's bad. The horror element is completely gone. It's not even a slasher film anymore. It's just this ridiculous sci-fi puppet comedy that makes no sense. Like, at least in the original film, they were making fun of slasher films, going off of those kind of tropes and making fun of those. Cool. But this movie is just an absolute mess that doesn't do anything that the original one did. Thankskilling 3 is a perfect example of how films can sometimes have too high of a budget. You end up doing things that are totally unnecessary. There's musical numbers, there's a whole bunch of crazy puppets. You don't need any of that. I just want the turkey running around slashing up college kids and doing one-liners. Maybe toss in some meta humor there and like maybe another turkey puppet outfit that comes in and is like his wife or something. Bride of Turkey. There's one of the sequels you could have had. But this Thankskilling 3 just absolutely killed what could have been a crazy franchise. Honestly, I couldn't even sit through Thankskilling 3. Like, at least the first one was entertaining and funny the whole time through. So am I giving out the Ugly Award? Yes, I'm gonna give it to the Billy song.
Billy, you were my best friend.
Billy, 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 oh, you're my friend. No, but seriously, Thankskilling 3 gets the Ugly Award from me. Honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Thankskilling 3 is by far the worst movie I've had to watch for this series. Even worse than The Fog from 2005, which until now is probably the worst film I had seen in this whole series. But oh my god, I couldn't even get through Thankskilling 3. I turned it off halfway through. There's nothing in that movie that's worth watching. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Thankskilling wins, and it's actually a pretty solid film. Something I didn't mention earlier, the kills are actually not too bad at times. There are some digital effects here and there, but the practical stuff looks pretty good. It's definitely one of those movies that is so bad it's good. If that's kind of your thing, you gotta check out Thankskilling today. And it's perfect for the holiday season. Something else I didn't mention is there's also a musical adaptation of the original film that you can check out on YouTube. There's a whole Thankskilling YouTube channel, and they have like every song from the musical. I highly recommend listening to the songs from that musical, and I wish I would have been able to see that. So here's hoping they do a run of that somewhere in Ohio. Also, I like this movie because it was filmed in Ohio. Gotta represent the state I live in. And can we take a moment to just appreciate Jordan Downey for a second? As I mentioned before in this video, he's not only the creator but the director and writer of the Thankskilling movies, but he's also done some really impressive short films. He made a short film called Critters Bounty Hunter that of course takes place in the Critters universe, and is actually really solid. His other short films are cool, but the notable one is Crawl Lake, which is one he actually made before Thankskilling, which was his first student film when he attended Loyola Marymount University in California. Also, the film stars a very young Bella Thorne, and you all know how much I love her. I swear, sometimes in my videos it feels like I can't escape her. Somehow she's connected to everything I talk about. It freaks me out. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna open my closet and Bella Thorne's just gonna jump out. That's what I'm terrified of. But his latest project, The Headhunter, currently holds a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and was made with a little over a $30,000 budget. That's pretty insane. I am totally adding this to my list. Like, just think about this guy's range. He goes from making a movie like Thankskilling and then makes a movie that goes to 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I have to watch this movie, and I would urge you to check it out as well, if you're a fan of Thankskilling, that is. So what do you guys think about the Thankskilling movies? Do you actually prefer Thankskilling 3 over the original? Does it really even matter? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching my sequel versus original of the Thankskilling movies. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at KilljoyJake1 and on Instagram at Killjoy_Jake. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. And happy Thanksgiving! Gobble gobble, motherfucker!